but my dick's still up.
Well, we'll update on my penis if you guys were so have to oblige.
I was certainly wondering. I was wondering about your penis. Yeah, sure.
Well, it's summertime, and you don't have to pee as much on the job in the summertime because you mostly sweat it out. Mm-hmm. But where I am in my day, there's not a whole lot of places to go. So I've been utilizing the pee in the cup, dump the cup, philosophy that I usually go by any which way. Well, I started doing a modified version of the through the hole that you guys, because I did realize that you can be a lot more treat if you are you don't have to. Alan's right. You don't have to completely undo. And I completely undo when I'm at a urinal situation or a toilet situation, but I found that I can go really incognito if you just do the through the hole. Well, I started to experience some penis pain after about a week of going through the hole. And I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just saying, I think there's a little bit of a girth issue with the coming through the hole. So I just want to let you know that I've created a modified where you unzip, right? Leave button, leave belt on, just unzip. And then you actually get your thumb through and up to the elastic of your underwear. And then you just pull that down enough to unleash. And then you don't have any scissor action going from the sides of the hole, because I was really nervous. Because I'm at some point in my life, is there going to be a penis problem? Is that like a thing? Is there automatically a penis problem as you age?
I don't think so. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Because I was having some pain on the left hand side of my happy stick there, and I was like, "What is going on?" I'm like, the only thing I can think that I've done different is I've been peeing through the hole. And so now, yeah, I've got a modified pee through the hole. It's actually a pee down the strap.
Yeah, one, to backtrack, I don't know if that's always a thing. I'm not entirely sure. There was going to be gravity is going to take effect, and we are live tissue, and things are going to droop. No, but I don't know if you're going to get left side of the penis pain as you described it. I don't know, man. You don't know. You could have bashed into something and not known it.
No, I'm pretty sure if you bash it something with the dickle region of your cock, you're gonna feel it, and it's not gonna be like this. Oh, what happened there? I actually bump into a walk-in door hand. No, you're gonna know exactly what happened when probably the second it happened.
I think it's just bad execution of using the fly hole. You just don't know how to use it. You're an amateur.
What am I doing wrong? I mean,
you're not getting enough. You're not getting enough of it out there. I think I've gone over this. I get the whole package out there.
I just know that's
the balls come out too, because I can't risk it. I can't risk getting pinched in there. That's crazy talk.
I know, but I feel like you're going to become a castrato and fucking sing for the Vatican if you keep that up for too long.
No, you'd be surprised.
No, I think I will, considering I'm talking like a sharp pain on that one side. And I think it's because that's the side, like when you open it up, that's the side that wants to tuck itself further across. You know what I mean? And I think that was up against me. Anyway, I'm just saying, when you told me that I peed wrong, I know that I'm correct after that amount of pain that I felt for about 3 or 4 days. And thankfully, I've rectified that situation. The penis is strong.
I think maybe what you need to do is just wear your boxer briefs inside out. And maybe it's not necessarily maybe it's a leanage thing. Maybe you lean one way. You just need it. You need or buy boxer briefs that have the hole that come out that start the other side. The stitching's just a reverse angle.
I think.
So you're telling me?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I'm just trying to get the logic straight here. So you're telling me to put my boxer briefs on inside out so that the hole is stretching the opposite direction. So now I can have pain on the right side of my penis.
Well, it's first of all, it's a litmus test. It's a test thing. Okay. And second of all, I was just thinking about that maybe so you don't have to buy more underwear, but go on Amazon and find boxer briefs that have stitching on the opposite side where the hole starts. But I don't pretend to know where your boxer brief hole starts. Could be left side, could be right side, but whatever it is, try the opposite.
Well, Or why don't you guys just attempt my methodology of just, you tuck the thumb up, you grab the waistband, you pull it straight down, and then you just hold that there and you go.
So I've done that in the past in like a hurried state because sometimes, fiddling around through the hole can take an extra second. And if you really got to piss in a crowded bar or something, you know what I mean? You really got to get after it. So I don't disparage your newfound method of going pee. Like I'm okay with it. I'm just saying I think there's a little user error going on in the usage of how you're going pee through the hole. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and furthermore, there are pairs of boxer briefs now where it's a center, so it's not like a left or a right hole. It's like a bottom top, if that makes sense. So you would just pull it all out, and then slide it all back in. Does that all make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. It sort of does. But I think the overlapping of the flaps, that scissor action, it's a scary thought. And every time I try to reach in there, I feel like I'm like in some sci-fi movie, and it's like you got to find the alien pod where you're just digging around. It just feels like too much effort. And my method just seems really, again, I'm all about the unbuckle the pants. I think that's the right way to go every time. But in a pinch, just don't get yourself in a pinch.
Yeah, don't pinch yourself or get yourself into a pinch. I will admit there is something intriguing about this kind of like credit card slide with your thumb. Like up, do you go bottom up? Like,
yeah, just kind of like you just kind of loop and scoop.
Okay,
just kind of up. Grab with the thumb and then pull straight down, and you're good. Everything's there. I mean, you still got to worry about the teeth of the zipper and all that jazz, but if you're coordinated, you're good.
Loop and scoop. Isn't that how Sandler tries to teach the young boy in Big Daddy how to tie a shoe?
It sounds very similar.
Maybe that was Jon Stewart when he finds out that he's the dad.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys don't remember this? Come on.
I'm remembering Big Daddy. I know what you're talking about.
I love the movie. I just don't recall that exact scene because
I definitely don't think it's loop and scoop. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, I know he's talking about the rabbit and he loops around the hole, and I don't know, but yeah,
I think it's loop, swoop, and pull. Now that you mention it,
loop, swoop, and pull. That's right. Yeah.
Either way. Fuck you, Wes.
Maybe that's what we're calling it, Bert. The loop.
There's a million different fucking lines you could have thought of from that movie, and that's the one.
Well, yeah. It's the one that makes most sense when Murr's talking about his fucking thumb jab, fucking slide up and down to create a hole that doesn't scissor his Mr. Happy so he can pee in a cup. And again, I pee in the cup, dump the cup method. I mean, yeah, but you talk about that like that's commonplace. I got some sort of nursery rhyme. Yeah, you do the pee in the cup, dump the cup method. Like, yeah, we know it.
It's because I know some people, and they will drink like literally like 3 bottles of water like first thing in the morning, so that they have 3 bottles in case they have to go 3 times. And I'm like, why would you do that? I bring I have disposable coffee cups. That's how I start my day. Giant 20-ounce disposable coffee cup right out my Keurig from the house. And then when I go to move myself to, away from the building, I've got this cup with me all day. And then I can just go. I put the lid on just in case there's any oopsies on the way back to the front of the vehicle. And then I just pop the top, give it a good splashing across the grass, put the top back on, put it in a nice safe spot until I have to go again.
You kill that grass too. You know that, right? Kills that grass.
Dude, let me tell you something. I take a lot of vitamins.
Yeah. Oh, your pee's impervious?
Oh, no. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying there's an odor. The first one of the day, there's an odor. And I don't know what's happening to that grass. The grass is either going to grow the greatest and greenest it's ever been, or it's probably, just brown patch, like as soon as I pull away.
Looking like Mad Max. There was a legitimate asking for a friend amongst a friend group of mine that someone said if you had a water bottle and had to pee in it in an emergency, would you wash it out and use it again? Like a really good stainless steel one.
Is it hot water?
I was like, I think most
You
of them
can-
were dishwasher safe.
You can wash it out any way you want. I think the idea is the mental hurdle that you pissed in a small thermos and then you're drinking out of it again.
Oh yeah,
Not a problem.
not a problem at all. I was just thinking like you went in it, it was still filled, and then you dumped it in like the gas station toilet, and then like cleaned it in the gas station toilet. Would you then fill it up with water and drink out of it?
Oh,
and I think sadly I'm answering that question for you, which is like, yeah, what's the big deal?
Is it? No, this was certainly like I wash it a couple times, maybe some bleach. But basically, could you get over that mental hurdle? Yeah, I did. I don't know. All of us were like, yeah, maybe there was one schmuck.
Just a little hot boiling water will do, especially if it's like a stainless steel guy. You're fucking good.
Some people just can't get that image out of their mind. They pulled their pants all the way down. They peed in it.
It'd be different if you shit in it.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, that one I think we're going for the nearest dumpster. That one's not reusable. But yeah, the pee, yeah.
Well, you're not
Especially if
even
it's my pee.
You're not even going to give yourself the chance to wash it out. You're throwing that whole thing away. There's no like dumping the poop out and then taking it back and then contemplating on your way home like, oh, this thing's been really good to me. This thing's been a savior
It's
for
gonna throw it
5
out
years.
with poop in it.
That's right. Yeah, just another one. Tell your girlfriend or wife, I don't know, it got stolen.
Hey, another fun fact while we're kind of on the subject, that I can drink my own pee, but like in an emergency situation, like Bear Grylls has you out in the desert and it's like, all right, we've got no water. You're going to have to drink your pee. Now, I can drink my pee, but I can't drink your pee.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Even though it's sterile, I can't drink your pee. Because if I drink your pee, I am like literally ingesting anything that you have in your body that is, that's fine for you. Like if you've got some ailment that your body's able to like stave off through your immune system, mine, it will just wreck me immediately.
There was a really good. Do you guys remember HBO did a mini docu-series leading up to big boxing matches called 24/7? They then expanded it into other things, but boxing's where it started. And they had it was Mayweather's return fight. He was fighting Juan Manuel Marquez, and Marquez had from the heart of Mexico City, and he would try pretty much anything to see if he could get an edge, and did a brief stint of drinking his own pee. And mind you, these guys are dehydrated as fuck. You know what I mean? And he does it on camera. Well, they don't show the whole thing. All you see is a stream, and then he sips on it. And of course, Mayweather mocks the shit out of it. He puts grape juice in a cup and then comes out of the bathroom. He's like, this right here, grade A, certified gorilla piss. Damn, that's good.
I did hear that Mexican boxers and Mexican like jockeys, they pee on their hands to like it turns like, I guess the ammonia like roughens the skin over time, like leathers it up. So yeah.
Wow. Actually, there was what was Bear Grylls on? What was it called?
He's got several shows.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
What's the one that made him
Man,
famous?
I think it's like Man versus Wild.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
The one that I saw that involved urine is he pees in a bandana or something like that and puts it over for hydration purposes. He's in the desert. So you piss. So if you find yourself needing to not sweat out a bunch, pee into a bandana and cover your face and head in that.
Yeah. That smelled delightful.
It's wonderful, man.
Nothing. And then you'll attract enough flies to get your protein.
I like this this new show with him where he takes a celebrity and like throws them off mountains and shit. Like that shit's mad funny.
Wow.
If you haven't watched it, you should check it out. Like, and I would just like, you have the world at your disposal now, so just go through the episodes. Like, don't go for the ones with athletic people. Like, get the Anthony Anderson one. You know, that's the one you want. Like, you don't want fucking Dave Bautista. He's good at stuff. He's big and strong. Like, fuck that. Yeah, get the shitty ones.
Yeah, no, he actually said that Will Ferrell was. He said Will Ferrell is a champ because Will Ferrell was one of his first ones.
Yeah,
and they only do like 3 days.
Yeah,
with Will Ferrell, they ended up doing 7 days because the weather was so shit, and it was in like the snow. And so he's just like, Will Ferrell had no idea what he was getting himself into, and I had no idea what I was getting Will Ferrell into. But he made it the whole time, and yeah, it's interesting too because I think these guys are, you get out in the wilderness and you're vulnerable and shit. They actually tell good stories and not just fucking. And he's a good interviewer too.
Yeah,
fucking Bear Grylls.
I thought you were saying the new one with him where he grills bears. Middle Classholes, everybody. Foxman, Murr, Allen. Hey, we've talked about monkeys a lot, apes in general on this podcast. We talked about monkey rodeos in the South Pacific. We talked about bar entertainment somewhere in Japan where they have bartenders and monkeys who play games with each other. We've talked about creating a super ape for war purposes. And God knows, was that in the States? Was that in the United States?
Pause. Don't forget monkey dog hit squads. That was my personal favorite.
Monkey dog hit squads. Monkeys getting loose in Pennsylvania. A laboratory tractor trailer falls over, and God, they haven't done any follow up on that. God knows where those little bastards are.
Hey, the Monkey Olympics in Thailand.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Remember that?
Done a lot of monkey work.
That was the monkey rodeos. That's what I was talking about.
Well, no, that was a monkey rodeo. Was totally there was another monkey rodeo because there is actually interviewed a guy down in Salisbury who he took his monkey around to like tractor pulls and shit, and they did like a literal monkey rodeo where he rode like a one of those Australian hound dogs or whatever, sheep dogs.
Those strong little bastards. He probably held on for 8 seconds, Luke Perry style.
Yeah, well, and the little monkey would rope like lambs and shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
little bastards. Well, this comes out of Tasmania. So someone snuck into a zoo in an attempt to steal money from a moat or a body of water where the monkey enclosure is. Okay, they jump in. The zoo authorities find out about it. Okay, and they urge this person to turn themselves in because, quote, you could potentially catch a fatal form of herpes B virus that is mostly carried by monkeys, asymptomatic. They usually pass it from touch to touch, and it can get into mostly anything that they touch. This be the water stream. Now, I don't know, not the water stream, but the water in the enclosure. So the virus can be asymptomatic, shed by monkeys through bodily fluids or fomites. That is any material that it comes in contact with, which includes the water enclosure. So it's been known to kill 30 humans, recorded worldwide. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like a drastic plea that they want their money back, but maybe they do think someone could be in harm's way here with herpes B simplex or whatever the fuck it's called.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack on this one because, all right, let's just say I'm a common criminal and I will make a couple dollars. Is robbing the monkey enclosure, like, is that your fucking Ocean's 11? Like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to break into the zoo. We're going to dive in the monkey moat and we're going to steal all those quarters that all these assholes been tossing in there.
So I was gonna say, is that what it was? Was it like people's money that they had chucked in there, or the way Wes read it? It was like for some odd reason there's a secret treasure in the fucking monkey moat.
No, it's coins. It's coins that are thrown in by attendees of the zoo, which I'm shocked that they allow them to do that. Maybe they don't. People
it's
still
also
do
fucking
it.
not a thing that should be allowed.
This is Tasmania. These people, they're devils out there. Don't know how they get away with these things, but yeah. So what were you saying, Murr? You're gonna roll the dice if you need a few bucks on herpes B?
That's the point. Is like there's go find a kid selling lemonade on the side of the street and just steal their money. Like that's like a more legitimate way of earning some cash than like diving into the monkey pool and trying to steal coins. Like that's just the dumbest thing ever. And I don't even think monkeys herpes is a real thing that's happening. I think this is one of those deals where like the cops are like, "Ooh, we heard that there might be some bad drugs out there. Bring them on down to the police station and we'll test them for you." And then they arrest you. They're just trying to scare whoever dove in the monkey enclosure into thinking there's no symptoms. You'll show no signs, but you'll have monkey herpes. unless we come test you out. So come on down if you dove in the monkey enclosure and stole, 2 bits.
That's not necessarily true. It's asymptomatic amongst apes.
Okay.
It certainly is symptomatic amongst humans.
I got a question. So, Wes, does the article say what kind of monkeys?
It doesn't. There's a picture, but I don't necessarily know if these are if this is some sort of stock photo. Let's see here. If you give me a moment. I'm not seeing any type of make or model of monkey.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think the type of monkey enclosure you'd have. Like they would be okay with you throwing coins in there. It's got to be a chimp cage.
I guess.
So here's what I have found out. And not that we believe, not that like anyone on the planet believes the CDC anymore, because the CDC. But the CDC says that herpes virus B, extremely rare, and people typically get infected with the B virus if they are bitten or scratched by an infected macaque monkey. I like saying macaque. So
macaque monkey.
That's like legit. It's like the only one that's named, only species of monkey.
The plot.
So it had to be macaques. Macaques are little. They're little bastards. I think macaques are those ones where dog fucking hit squad monkeys. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So these are little macaques, not big macaques. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, no, not huge macaques, like medium-sized macaques.
Okay.
I would say. Yeah. Juicy though.
Gotcha.
It's likely.
Ones that fit through boxer brief holes with no problem. All right.
Yeah, but when you get a lot of macaques, it can do some damage.
Well, this just shows how ignorant I am, because I'm looking at it right now, and I just passed over that word, macaques, MACAQUES, and I just breezed through it, not thinking that was
you were just like, I don't know what that word means.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. See, that's just risky times. Like that, if they gang up on you, that's no good. So, and obviously they have this deadly virus that you probably shouldn't get.
Yeah, I do wonder. I really wonder how this transpired. Do you think it was someone who was in the zoo as a pedestrian, or someone who paid entrance fee and got in and was like, "Damn, there's a lot of money down there. I'm gonna go get it." Or was this word of mouth? Or do you think some bum just got that desperate? I don't think. If Tasmania is anything like Australia, it's a lot of middle class. There's not a lot of homeless or poor. Not a lot of rich people, but. Not to say there's not petty crime or theft or macaque breaking and entering or something like that.
Get my hands on macaque money.
Breaking and entering into a macaque cage.
No, it's just there's people that just break into zoos for no reason, and I always root for the animal when you go in the animal cage. So if this guy's gonna if he's gonna die slowly of some sort of monkey herpes. Fuck him. Let him die. Yeah, he's got his $8.35. You can go buy some ointments if he needs them. I don't have any sympathy for this person. But no, I just think there's random assholes that steal from everything that they see shiny coins. They're like fucking rabid raccoons, and they just start getting their grubby little paws on things, and they won't let go. That's all that happened here. They shouldn't be. The zoo is partly responsible for allowing people to throw money into macaque water.
Yeah, that seems odd to me. And Alan, you chimed in on that. Aren't these monkeys so goddamn curious that they would grab? Don't you think some young macaque is going to eat a fucking silver dollar or whatever the hell the Tasmanian currency is?
I mean, I would think so, but maybe at some point in time, or maybe they've learned. You know what I mean? Maybe they've evolved through generations. They're like, oh well, stupid humans just throw stuff down there and that stuff's useless to us. Mm-hmm. So we just leave it down there and shit herpes B on it until some jackwagon jumps in our macaque water.
Poop herpes B on it.
I mean, that's what happens.
Here's what the problem might be is if how a monkey can throw some poop, they can slang some poop.
Right.
Imagine now they start slanging $50.
That's good. Yeah.
You could have yourself a nice little monkey war, and they could take a few patrons out pretty quick.
You know, people used to, the real ornery kids would put rocks and snowballs. You put a silver dollar in some poop, stuff it.
Or just not put it in poop and throw it.
That's a good point. I'm just going to say something. I was going to say something lasting about this, but it slipped my mind. I got so many thoughts about macaques and poop and herpes and all that stuff. Oh, yeah. So do you think the person, if he were or she were to contract this potentially deadly virus, do you think...
Okay.
Yeah, we've been over this. You're right. Do you think he would rather have like a herpes simplex that would just give him cold sores throughout the remainder of his life? Or do you think at this point he's like, fuck it, just kill me. Just get it over with.
I just want to know what the difference is. Like, is it like a super herpes that like we can't come back from? Because everybody's got herpes in some form or another. Okay, it's just what form does it like display itself? You know, if you've got cold sores, if you have genital warts, that's a big, that's a different expression. I mean, does your skin create some sort of like crystalline surface that will eventually like harden into a cocoon? Like, what's the difference between monkey herpes and regular herpes?
Well, one provides a cold sore where you get made fun of at parties or bars, and the other is like the movie Outbreak with Cuba Gooding and Dustin Hoffman, where you're on a cot, shriveled up, fucking dying. There you go. I'm a doctor. I know.
Can they cure monkey herpes?
So yeah, you can get treatment. Hold on. Symptoms start.
It's an ointment.
Yeah, it's like a salve, I think they'd call it. But either way, symptoms typically start within 1 month of being exposed, but could appear in as little as 3 to 7 days. First indications of herpes V, flu-like symptoms, as with everything, right? So fevers, muscle ache, fatigue, headache. Then you develop small blisters on the wound if you got bit or around where you may have touched the macaque. And then once you get those blisters, you probably get some shortness of breath, some nausea and vomiting, abdominal pain, and hiccups. Hiccups is a dangerous fucking symptom, by the way. And as the disease progresses, the virus spreads and can cause inflammation of the brain and spinal cord, leading to all of the things that happen when your brain and spinal cord swell.
Damn. That sounds like Outbreak to me.
Yeah, so I think it sounds like you could let it get bad, but you should just get treated if you get in contact with macaque.
Stay away from macaque, all right? Steer clear. Wrap yourself up in saran wrap.
How big are macaques?
They vary in size, I believe.
Wait.
Some veiny, too much bigger heads.
Okay, 16 to 28 inches, up between 13 and 40 pounds. So okay, so let's split the difference. So a 20-inch macaque, about what 30 pounds. Okay, so how many macaques do you think you could take at one time?
This is an old 3 and out, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're tough. I mean, these are the monkeys that, like, I was telling you about that. It gets on top of that guy's head and just like bites down and peels his skin off his head.
Saying, no, not many, not more than like fucking 3 tops, and I think 3 is pushing it.
I think you're right. I think 3. I think you can take 3.
I think 3, but you gotta make it quick. Like you gotta snap one's neck like real fucking soon. Yeah. And then you got 2 to worry about, and they're definitely going to fuck you up on the way to getting out of this, but you might have a shot. I think more than 3, you're fucked.
I've seen some videos on Pornhub where these girls are taking 200-300 macaques.
I was going to say, you've seen a gangbang of macaques roaming the streets, have you? I believe that's the technical term for
it's called like the Houston 500.
I just sometimes I think it's amazing that we watch UFC and we see like 2 dudes that not a single one of us could handle for more than 30 seconds, and that's them giving us a 15-second grace period. Could you imagine, like, you take the toughest UFC fighter in the world and put him in a ring with like 3 cute little fucking monkeys and just screaming in agony within like a minute and a half?
I mean, I might adjust for the curve on a UFC guy and get to like 5, but he's still getting fucking murdered.
Yeah, he's losing a ball.
With a quickness by 5 fucking macaques.
He's losing a part of his cock.
Yeah.
That's just getting ripped off.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be fingers broken. There's definitely going to be some genital mutilation.
Yeah.
Maybe an eyeball gone.
Well, it's definitely not.
And
I was going to say, those little motherfuckers are going for all of the soft tissue areas.
Yeah. And I guess that's my point, is that like you would expect that human man to be able to like destroy the toughest untrained man on planet Earth. Almost no matter the size, like a featherweight UFC fighter against like an untrained like 300-pound bar asshole, he'd take him to task. Yet he would be fucking probably 50-50 murdered by 3 20-inch monkeys.
They were gonna do 5 of them against UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, but they could only get 4 in the pre-fight blood test. One of them tested positive for herpes B, so he couldn't fight.
God damn it! All right, well, maybe next year.
They were like, oh, we can't show a person getting murdered by monkeys on fucking pay-per-view.
Well,
I now understand why the Coliseum was so goddamn popular.
they had macaques everywhere.
It would have been sick.
Macaques everywhere in the Coliseum. Well, enough talk about macaque and the cocks all over Tasmania and the zoos. And I hope that lucky bastard made out with $40 and no herpes. I mean, how much money do you think you're going to get from a monkey enclosure puddle?
Look, here's the thing. There are so many after hours zoo break-in stories. Why? Like, what are they doing? Like, why aren't there more security measures after hours? Isn't that the time when the animals are more likely to get out with nobody noticing?
Man, aren't they?
So isn't it more likely for people to get in without anybody noticing too?
And aren't most of these animals nocturnal anyway?
I would think so, because anytime you go to the zoo, they're all fucking sleeping. It's fucking boring as shit. You got to get there when they've like chummed the waters. That's the only time the animals are active.
Maybe they've evolved. Maybe they become daywalkers. Whatever. We've talked enough about it. We're going to move on to friend or foe.
Let's get to it. Let's read a news story and see if you agree or disagree. Friend or foe. There's a new trend taking over the world, supposedly. It's called quiet quitting, and it's apparently sweeping multiple countries. Workers all over the world are jumping on a new quiet quitting trend to fight back against their demanding jobs. Quiet quitting is essentially a rejection of the idea that work has to take over your life and that you as an employee should be going above and beyond in your role. Instead, people are now reverting to only performing the duties outlined in their job description and politely declining to take on any more responsibilities outside of that or work longer hours than necessary. So, I guess, friend or foe, quiet quitting, is it an actual thing? Can you even qualify this as a trend, or is this people just actually just doing their jobs? So, friend, quiet quitting is not a thing. It's just people actually realizing that their life is not their work and they're just taking their paycheck. Or foe, you should always strive to do more because a better company makes you a better employee, and a better employee and a better company creates a better workforce and a better paycheck for you and your family. Wes?
Ooh, 9 times out of 10, I typically agree with the employee. I usually side with that person because I think that corporations and companies and employers typically look to fuck over their employees for their own benefit. And I've been in that boat. I've been in a situation like this where I was asked to perform a brand new set of responsibilities and then asked for more money, and they kind of balked at it. Like, wait, what? I was like, well, yeah, why would I take on almost essentially another job if I'm not going to get paid anymore? I would like to know a little bit more about this. If this reads as it is, for instance, and when I say I'd like to read a little bit more about it, but if someone says like, oh no, I'm not dumping my waste paper basket. It's not my job responsibilities. I'm not dumping that into that trash can right there. Or like, no, I'm not replacing the toilet paper. I don't care if I use every last square of it to wipe my little butt. Nope, no, I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck. It's not my job. If that's what they're doing, then I'll go with the employer. But if in fact employers are dumping large lumps of responsibilities and role, things that quantify as your role, I'm going to go with the employer. I'm going to say, what'd you say? Friend? Friend for quiet quitting. Yes, friend. Because I think employers will get away with it. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and you are getting paid for presumably 40 hours. Maybe it's a little more, maybe it's a little less for what you signed up for. That's it.
Alan?
I don't remember the parameters of your friend or foe.
I don't think they matter anymore. Anyway,
your friend for quiet quitting or foe, you're an asshole who's just trying to fucking work less.
I guess friend the quiet quitting. I think. I mean, I don't know. That seems to not make sense somehow. But fucking. I like the concept of that's kind of how I live my life. I just do my job and I ask you to do yours as a colleague of mine. So and sometimes I'm not the nicest person about it. I'm not very rude, but I am very blunt, and I will, in front of everyone, be like, that's your job, not mine. Sorry. Let me know how I can help you. And I think that's kind of what the gist of this all is don't let the company run fucking rampant all over you, asking you to do every little fucking thing when there are other people that are on the payroll that should be doing some shit. And that's okay with me. I'm okay. Fucking tell them to fuck off. Fuck these companies. I think I've said it before. Might get me fired one day. Who knows? I don't care. Fucking fuck them. It's a job.
I'm actually foe of the term that they've coined this, quiet quitting. Because to me, quiet quitting is like, you just kind of stop doing your job and see how long it takes for them to notice that you haven't done a goddamn thing while collecting a paycheck. Because to me, what this sounds like, it almost sounds like the empowerment of the employee, where the employees around the country and around the world are saying like, all right, look, I've been busting my balls and I'm not benefiting from this in any capacity, especially the paycheck capacity, which is really the only reason I show up to this place in the first place. And so why would I go above and beyond if I'm not compensated for above and beyond? If there's no incentive structure for doing more, I feel like somehow it got into like the zeitgeist of employment that if you did more, then you would be promoted or rewarded in some capacity. And that notion seems to have gone out the window like a decade ago. It's like employers don't want to they don't want to promote. They want to only pay you more once they give you the new job. And until they give you the new job, they just think, well, don't you want that promotion? Well, yeah. But do I have to do this job more to get the promotion? Or can I just do this job exactly as it is, as well as I can do it? And so that's not what they want.
What happened was our idiot fucking parents decided that they were going to get duped by that exact fucking system. And all of our parents, I guarantee you, worked their fucking dicks off for probably barely fucking anything because they're dummies. Now, they benefited of a fucking better economy and fucking shit like that. Housing wasn't fucking quadruple the fucking living wage, but it is what it is. We're in today's world. They're the ones who allowed corporations to run rampant all over us, and fucking we are also dealing with such a fucking, a landscape. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're 100% right about the differences in that. I saw a really good. I'm not sure if it was a meme or a poster. It was about about someone saying something about basically someone from the 50s clowning on someone from our generation. It was like, okay, yeah, I mean, you, sir, the only person working in a household, could provide for your wife, 2 children, pay for a mortgage that had a 1.5% fucking interest rate, and a car, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's non-existent anymore. I mean, I guess you could if you have, a 700-foot square house and you eat ramen noodles, fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. But yeah, I think then it boils down to if you want to really create the slippery slope about what a job description is going to entail. I mean, they'll make those fuckers as general as they can make them. And I know for a fact in my position, my employer is not going to say, hey, look, we really, we need you to pull your weight around here and get into sales. Maybe just wheel and deal just a little bit on the side, maybe a couple hours before and after your normal project management shift. Like they wouldn't, they know that they would be fucking up Not only if I were to volunteer to do it, I wouldn't sell shit. I'd be like, yeah, man, you want to buy some network gear? Got it at a really good rate. Then like, fuck, stop, we're done here. This is no good. But I'd certainly, like I said previously, when I was working at the hospital down the street, these fucking people tried to dump an entire position on my lap, and then were absolutely flabbergasted that I was like, well, do I get any bump? Do I get any, am I going to get a pay raise? Am I going to get an increase on this? And they're like, wait, what? Well, why? Why would we do that? It's like, well, go fuck yourselves. No, I didn't say that, but I just said, I'll have to sleep on this one. Meaning, I'm telling you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot to unpack there. I mean, employers have taken advantage of the American workforce like for a long time now, and not to like, and I'm not trying to create an issue or anything, but I think once women were fully equal and entered the workforce, I think they were like, oh well, every household's a dual income now, so we can raise the price on everything. Because like Alan said, there was a time where like the milkman could support like a family of 4 on his job alone, where the wife was at home raising kids. And I'm not shitting on women and not blaming them for joining the workforce and wanting to have careers or anything. It's just there was a time where that's just how the world worked, and employers understood that, so they paid a living wage to one human being in a household. And that one human being in the household was able to take his family on 2 vacations a year, afford a family car, afford a mortgage, and afford food on the table. And people were actually seemingly happy. And now people are miserable, have 2 people in the household earning a living, and can't do a goddamn thing half the time. I'm lucky to get 1 vacation a year, and I'm lucky to get fucking 2 days off a week. And my wife works. It's crippling. So then to ask people to voluntarily do more is just asinine. I mean, I almost feel like this is just equaling the playing field a little bit. It's like, okay, you're paying me to do this job. This is the only job I'm going to do. Nothing more. I won't do less, but I'm not going to do anything more because you're not going to reward me for it. So fuck you and your profits, because I'm making the same money.
Yeah. I mean,
capitalism, guys.
I certainly don't know if that means you should, as soon as you sign a contract to work for an employer or, a company or an organization like that, you should print out, the job description as you read it when you signed up for, and have it pinned up against your desk or your cube and be like, anything outside this? Nope. No way. That also includes my waste paper basket. Nothing like that. Not doing that.
Well, I don't know, man. Fuck that. Do that shit. Let's all do it and see what happens.
I mean, I think Alan's right. Is that I think I'm not saying we have them by the balls, but at this point, like hiring people is so hard. I mean, I don't know. There are so many people that would be willing to change jobs if they just knew what they were getting into. I think there's that fear that like, well, if I go to a new place, they're going to expect this of me and this of me. So I'm just going to stay where I am, be miserable here instead of being miserable somewhere else.
Well, that's like the whole devil argument. But let's just say the power of money. I mean, we just joked around about some poor schmuck jumping into a macaque cage to steal fucking money. So people are, I mean, Alan, I understand your rally cry and your rah-rah speech, but that's very difficult to do.
Hey, man, I have made it so that I pick and choose where the fuck I work. Like, I'm a goddamn mercenary. We've had this discussion before. Like, do you want to pay me to do what I do? Because I'm good. I'm pretty good at it. I'm not bad at it. That's for fucking sure. And I will not stay anywhere. I fucking actually hate staying places for very long times. It's fucking boring to me. Like, I do not have that mentality whatsoever. Like, nowhere's giving us pensions. Where are these pensions at from back in the day that our idiot parents got? You know what I mean? Those shits don't exist anymore because they were like, you know what? We're going to regulate that away. Don't give those to our kids. Fucking, we got them. Fucking, we've been fucked by a generation before us, guys. And it is what it is. I fucking hop around. Like right now, I'm fucking great. I'm happy. If things change, fucking, I'll go sell fucking whatever. Because
I envy the seasoned salesman because my cousin is a seasoned salesman, and he half his time is networking for his job and half his time is networking for his next job, and he's ready to fucking roll anytime. Like anytime they're giving him shit, he's just like, all right, well, I've got 3 job leads, I'll just explore them. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, listen, we don't need you to do that then. Just keep doing what you're doing. Like, that's his, like, ultimate trump card. It's like, I'll fucking leave. I'm making you X amount of money every quarter. Would you like to continue to make that amount of money every quarter? And they say, yes, we would. And he says, all right, then I'll stay. Otherwise, I'm fucking gone.
Good talk.
Quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's the ultimate quiet quitting.
Yeah, I think here's, I guess the moral of the story is to employers is like, let good employees just fucking do their fucking job. The job you hired them for, period, done, full stop. And they will do that incredibly well. If you keep fucking taxing them with more, then the job you hired them for is going to fucking falter, and they're going to be miserable and fucking disgruntled, and your shit will fail eventually. Mm-hmm. So stop. It's not quiet quitting. It's actively working. Mm-hmm. And I'm a friend.
Yeah. You know, like, they just asked Ric Flair to lose all the time. You know? Christ. He was doing a job, a damn good job. Ask more out of him. Wrestling 6 days a week, hour at a time. Pfft. He should have quit a long time ago.
Did he win his... I guess he won his last match. Didn't he just do one more at 70?
Yeah, it was a tag team match with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and some other guy I've never heard of. Passed out twice. He was dehydrated.
Really? Like during the match or after?
No, during.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple times where I don't know if we're done with friend or foe and we're just going to go into Ric Flair's last match. That's fine with me.
We can go right into Ric Flair. That, my friends, is your friend or foe.
But yeah, they pinpointed it, and I look back. The first time, that definitely looks like he's just he's gotten beaten up, and he makes a tag, and then he goes. Lays down ringside. Just looks like, you know, he just got the shit kicked out of him and he's selling it, but actually he's fucked up. There is a time when his teammate hands him, you know, I'm using air quotes, brass knucks, but the inanimate object, you know, the thing with tape over it that you put over your hand that most wrestlers stuff down their tights that they don't have to do the boxer brief trick to get it out of. And he's just like, he kind of like grabs it and is just looking off into space. And his buddy's like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck you doing? Get up. And that time is 100% like, holy shit, something's wrong.
God damn it. It's terrible.
It's on his podcast, he said he was dehydrated because he was trying to get to a particular weight. But what the fuck does it matter? He wrestled with a shirt on, okay? And that's not a knock on him. I get it. No matter how good you look at 72 or 73, shirt off is it's gonna take a lot to suspend belief about a pro wrestler looking like that. So I get it. You wrestled with a shirt on, but he was so fucking determined to get to like 220 pounds or something like that he just dehydrated the living shit out of himself.
I mean, just be healthy enough to move. I mean, because Ric Flair was never in, as far as professional wrestlers are concerned, especially from his era, like after he stopped doing steroids, he wasn't, or after the helicopter accident, like when he broke his back, he couldn't like do certain things. So he never looked like he was in the greatest shape in comparison to other professional wrestlers. He always had kind of like droopy titties and shit. And yeah, what look was he going for? At no point do I expect a 70-some-year-old man to like be jacked. Yes, I'll be impressed if you are, but if you're anything but like Mr. Universe, I'm not holding it against you.
Right. Here's by the way, here's a look at him afterwards. Right there. Shoo-wee.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Well, if that middle picture is a look at him during, like I don't know which one's worse.
He made it out alive. He won. The apparently the gate was okay. The pay-per-view was okay. So, congratulations. Don't wrestle anymore.
Was it just that he wanted to like win the last match, because the last match he had was against Shawn Michaels, where it was like lose and retire, and yeah, he loses, which is what causes him to retire.
But then remember, he went to TNA and wrestled a good bit there.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, for a few years.
Really?
He sure did, yeah.
Holy shit. And that last match against Shawn Michaels really wasn't that bad. If you went out on that, like, everybody knew the jig.
It was a great match, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knew the jig was up at that point. Like, oh, Rick, we know you're just losing because that's the stipulation. Like, everybody knew that wrestling was like the cat was out of the bag at that point. Like, we know you're going to lose, Rick. It's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he's such a showman that he superseded belief just for a fleeting moment. I thought maybe, Christ, he might pull it off. He might win and then say, fuck it, I'm done.
But I did like that he came out to that match, that last one, the recent one, with the belt that they thought was like gone forever.
Damn, someone just dropped something upstairs. Thought it was thunder. so scared the poop out
the
of
big
me.
belt, the old NWA belt that carried over to WCW.
Yeah,
that,
the big gold belt. Yeah.
Well, when he left and came over to the WWF, like, they thought it was gone forever, and they hadn't seen it since then. And he came out with that belt.
Ah, the basher's been hiding it.
Goddamn right he
Good
has.
for him. Good for him.
Statute of limitations.
That's right. Well, I think it's time for Fun Fact Friday, if you ask me.
That's right, my friends. So does anybody have a tune they would like me to sing a Fun Fact Friday intro to? On the spot. I'll see if I can do it.
Do Shawn Michaels theme.
I'm just a sexy boy. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, oh, oh. You want some facts? You know it's Friday. I got the knowledge that'll drive your mind wild. It's from my calendar. OMG. I got some facts for you and me. They're just some sexy facts. Sexy facts.
Jesus Christ.
They're all fun facts. Fun facts. Brought to you by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Here we go. Thank you for that.
Job well done. You get paid. Listen, you get paid more for that one.
I appreciate it. Next week, I'm only doing my job. That's right, my friends. It's time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Brought to you, of course, by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. If you got any pain below the knee and above the ankle, find yourself some like-minded morons on the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Find them on Facebook. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. OMG facts. Did you know dolphins shut down half their brains when they sleep?
Well, how much do we shut down?
That's a great question. I have no
Yeah, what's the frame of reference
to
here?
compare.
Like, I mean, if there was something that that I could compare that to, that sounds fascinating. But no, I didn't know that. But I'll be eager to know what macaques do when they sleep.
Like that's, I feel like you activate 100% of that when you sleep. No, but is it something they're doing? Like, it's not like are they mindful of this? Or are they like, all right, time to sleep, boop, 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 and then just fucking shut down? Or is it just like,
I don't know.
There's all these instincts that shut off.
The only thing I can think of with mammals that are aquatic, who have to breathe air, if there's something that like, okay, for instance, hippos, they fall asleep underwater, but they have a muscle reflex that they float up when they have to breathe, and their nose comes above the water, breathe, and they go back down for another like 5 to 10 minutes, but they remain sleeping the entire time. Now,
That's wild.
Does a hippo keep half his brain on and the other half off? I assume those big dumb animals just 100% are off. But again, that's a non-biologist saying some dumb shit right there.
So what, do dolphins, like, when they sleep, do they just kind of like sleep near the surface and just like use in the blowhole, just like breathe while they're out?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
We're gonna have to get to the bottom of this half a brain and how they. I mean, Crocs can kind of float, or crocs or any type of crocodile, alligator, caiman. They can kind of keep their nose just slightly above, but they can also hold their breath for like a half hour to an hour at a time.
Yeah, but like a crocodile's like a hammer, man. It just is. It just is what it is. Like it doesn't. Dolphins are intelligent, you know.
Yeah.
A crocodile's just like me eat, me sleep. That's it. Whereas a dolphin, like, you know, they think, they do stuff, they flip around.
By the way,
fun.
there's an excellent Jamie Kennedy experiment involving a dolphin. I'll leave it at that. Listeners, go check that out on YouTube.
All right, well, we'll revisit the dolphins here in a few minutes, but let's get to our next fun fact. Did you know a grizzly bear has enough bite strength to crush a bowling ball?
Oh, I wonder what poor fucking grizzly was the test subject for that thing. Lost its teeth.
Well, or not. I mean, well, again, back to the old middle class holes, animal fights. How many people did we say it would take to take on a grizzly? Did we go up like 50 or something?
It was something like that. And we have a somewhat passive listener, actually the gentleman who made our logo, Rob. After he made our logo, got into listening to us to a little bit and texted me and said, I'm going to tell you right now, you throw fucking 50 fucking soldiers, they're not with guns, but 50, trained men, and they're fucking not coming out alive against a grizzly. So.
I don't know, man. We can rehash that a different day.
Yeah.
I need to rehash it right now. I think 50 men. I think you'd have 50 men. I think you'd have 49 bodies on the ground. But I think
are they barehanded?
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I still think there's some possibility.
The grizzly can bite a bowling ball and crush it. Man can bite an apple and kind of crush it.
Yeah, I mean, you can only bite one bowling ball at a time.
Well, it's not a bite fight. I mean, they don't have to bite each other to death.
I understand that as well. I'm just saying, the sheer volume.
Well, I guess that's what I mean. I think if they'd all have to surround and storm at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 10 are fucked.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first 10 people in are they're just blood piles.
Yeah,
There's nothing left of them.
The first human skull is going to look like that 8-pounder that you're testing at the fucking local bowling alley. Like, this one got a good hole to it. I like this one. That's fucking getting fucked.
All right, yeah, dolphin sleep is wild, bro.
All right, let's get back to dolphin sleep.
All right, so dolphins sleep, like you said, they only half of their brain. So they can't sleep like us because they would drown because they have to actively breathe, like Wes kind of mentioned. So what they do is they can either rest towards near the surface, or they swim very slowly towards the surface as well, because they still got to breathe. And one half of their brain is shut off and the other is conscious. So if you were to see them, when one half of the brain is on, the opposite eye is open. And if that makes sense. So, all that shit crosses hemispheres. So, so they never really we shut it all down at once. They don't do that because they can't. They have to stay alert for danger and for breathing purposes. Our bodies, when we shut it down at night, know to automatically breathe. They don't have that luxury.
Wow. It's like cat napping. It's like dolphin napping.
Yeah.
Totally different. Totally different.
Thank you, Wes. Did you know the meaning of the phrase pipe dream refers to ideas thought up while smoking opium?
That checks out.
Yeah, I was going to guess weed, but opium. Wow. Guess opiate addicts have some passions, have some desires, have goals, lofty ones.
Well, I imagine opium, you had the opium wars between the British and the Chinese centuries ago. I mean, it makes sense because the phrase pipe dream has been around for quite some time. Dude, look up some whenever you get a chance, just look up pictures of like Chinese opium dens. Like there were wealthy Chinese. Well, you know what? Hold on. There were wealthy Chinamen who like they spent their entire day. Like they would lay pillows on the ground and they would just lie on their sides and just like hit a hookah filled with fucking opium all day. That's all they did. That was their life.
Yeah, man.
100% of their brain shut down.
Well,
good way to do that.
But they were gonna start that business tomorrow.
That's right. You want to know one of the latest pipe dreams that came true? Motherfuckers were in Tasmania. Like, wow, we should break into that macaque cage and steal all them dollars.
You know what though? That was a dream come true.
That was. You had to be on opium to jump from fucking. I assume it's 10 to 15 feet, right? And then be able to climb out of it.
Yeah. Well, I imagine though in a monkey den, it's got to be fully enclosed. You can't even have any part of it open.
No.
So how'd they even get in there?
Well, you had someone on opium fucking lowering it down. You know, someone with a rope tied around their waist.
Because the DC Zoo has that fucking like rope highway that monkeys can cross. Like they are not covered. Like if a monkey just decided to drop off of that rope, well, it'd probably do some damage maybe, but like it would still be out of a cage. So I don't know.
Wait, it's an open air rope bridge?
Yeah. So there's like one enclosure and another enclosure and fucking a rope bridge above you. And you can like walk right underneath it and watch them fucking like just walking across. But hypothetically, they could just fucking dip out.
Yeah, but the zookeepers are probably just smart enough to be like, all right, how high can a monkey
break a
be
leg
before he dies? Yeah. And the monkey's probably like, God damn it.
Yeah.
That's like 10 feet too high. Fuckers. And they just can't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be it, I'm sure.
Certainly a monkey a monkey pipe dream, if you will.
Just seems sketchy.
I saw a monkey. I watched a video. It was like a 10-minute video. It was a monkey fucking with a tiger. Oh, and this tiger could totally fuck this monkey up, but the monkey was too agile, too fast. Kept jumping down, grabbing the tiger's tail, yanking it, getting back in the tree. That tiger was pissed, dude. Couldn't do a goddamn thing about it, though.
I think I've seen that because I went down the rabbit hole of them fucking with dogs. Because they screw with tame dogs same way. Just tail, come around, smack it out of the way. Yeah,
100%. Just like this monkey is very full of himself. But god damn it! Did you know the world's largest equestrian statue is the Genghis Khan equestrian statue in Mongolia, which stands 131 feet tall? It's big, but it doesn't seem that big.
What differentiates equestrian statue from something
Person
else?
on a horse. That's it.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that because I was looking at about a month ago, came across the largest statues in the world, and there's some fucking more so because I think I saw looking at World Cup venues and then got going on in the past and that one in Rio. What's it? It's the one that overlooks
Christ.
Yeah, it overlooks Rio, and that's pretty far down in the top 10. It is in the top 10, but not top 5. There's some massive motherfuckers, and all of them come out of Asia.
Yeah, it's because like we can't technologically invent anything, but we can build you a statue.
Yeah, or we could piss away, $1 billion on something like that. What are we gonna do? I mean, you have Mount Rushmore, right?
Yeah.
That's about it, right?
Not really a statue.
Yeah, but that is like, that's impressive. That impresses me because they used explosives to make that thing. I mean, you imagine like an explosive doesn't seem like a precision instrument, and to like blast that much rock away and to create that.
Yeah, but I think it was like a little fine tuned after the explosions.
Sure, but to be able to like take dynamite like 100 years ago and be like, I'm gonna make George Washington watch this and just fucking blow up a fucking ton of rock. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It makes you wonder if you could have given Michelangelo fucking C4 But God, man, build me something. I mean, God knows who the hell. I couldn't tell you who was the engineer and the artiste behind Mount Rushmore. But if you're giving Michelangelo, that type of fucking technology, boy, phew, man, Genghis Khan would have been 7,000 feet tall.
There's a great,
None of that makes any sense.
there's a great like comic, and it's like fine, I'll paint your fucking ceiling. I'm gonna put dicks all over it.
The Sistine Chapel. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, did you know chocolate is proven to cause arousal similar to sexual foreplay?
I did know that chocolate is an aphrodisiac. So aware of that. So I mean, sexual foreplay. There's a few others, oysters, and yeah, that's all I know.
Rhino penis.
Booze.
Booze.
Yeah.
Why aren't there more chocolate liqueurs? If that's the case, like pure chocolate with a little bit of like the good folks of White Claw. Looking for a sponsorship, by the way. The good folks of White Claw. Why don't you make yourself like a nice like chocolate?
Gross.
I know that is pretty terrible.
Please don't.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but alcohol seems to open things up a little bit, and then and if chocolate gets you there, then like, you would think that those two things together would be like the perfect aphrodisiac.
I mean, I think there are those things, but we just don't drink them. You can get like chocolate martinis and shit like that. There's like chocolatey things you can do.
I know, but it just seems like that there should be like the panty dropper. Like that should just straight up be a drink. Like just pure, just like coca fucking.
Just cocaine and fucking booze and Everclear. Just cocaine and Everclear.
I know, but I feel like that would get you plenty of macaque money, if you will.
Yeah.
Like you would be like that's the kind of thing that causes you to break into a fucking monkey enclosure, not break into a fucking bedroom full of like sweaty sheets.
See, you break in and the sheets are already sweaty. You walk into an orgy.
Could go either way.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of this.
That, my friends, is your sexy Fun Fact Friday.
Well, thank you, Murph, for Fun Fact Friday. And tonight, before you go, this was posted on the official Middle Classholes Facebook page. Alan will give you all the social media outlets here in a little bit. But scientist apologizes after photo of star turns out to be a slice of chorizo. A world-renowned French scientist has apologized after it was revealed that a photo he claimed was a star captured by the James Webb Space Telescope was actually a slice of chorizo. The gentleman's name is Etienne Klein, a physicist at France's Alternative Energies and Atomic Energies Commission, posted the photo last week, praising the level of detail. Later on, and then he said 4.2 light years away, blah, blah, blah. New worlds unveil every day. Turns out it's just a slice of some Spanish sausage. And to give you folks a frame of reference who are watching here on our page right there, and you can check out the link on our Facebook page. Then he says, basically, I did it as a hoax, so people would raise awareness about fake news online, and for people to be more. Yeah. Well, Murray's got strong opinions, so twat. Here we go.
It's fucking twat. Yeah. I did it to raise awareness. No, you didn't, you fucking cocksucker. You did it to fucking like get hits on your webpage. Period. Done. End the story. Dick. This is why people don't trust science.
I don't know. I strongly disagree. Alan, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, this guy fucked up. That's for damn sure. It's not a great time for fucking making people doubt scientists more, because look at the gullible amongst us. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. I mean, it's pretty funny that it was chorizo, though. That's just...
Okay. I legitimately believe that these people were drinking a little bit of wine, him and his colleagues, and they were out and about getting some wine and some food and enjoying themselves. And they looked at that and said, holy shit, put that against a black background. Take a picture of that. You could pass that off as a fucking planet somewhere 4.2 light years away. And it worked. People are fucking gullible. And he thought it was funny. And he said, so I guarantee you, I think at some point, once it caught on, he then had to step in and be like, look, this is fake. It's a hoax. Good for him. Good for him for stepping in. But yeah, I don't sit in here saying like, fuck him. This is clickbait stuff. Yeah, it is clickbait stuff. But for a guy like this to try to raise awareness, good for him.
Yeah, but for a guy like me, good for me. He's not trying to. You're full of shit. Tell me you're full of shit.
You wouldn't have given. You wouldn't give. Well, first of all, this is one. I had one other natty light. Yeah, they're tall boys, but eat an ass. Second, eat a chorizo ass. Second of all, you wouldn't give a flying fuck about a fucking planet discovered or not discovered.
Yes, I would. And it was a star, by the way. And it was. And here's the thing. When you hold that kind of prestige, you can't do this kind of shit. This is how you create flat earthers. That's the point, is when scientists start pretending, because then now I have to go back and I have to question everything else. I have to go back and say, like, what about that last photo that NASA released from the what's the Webb? Because look, this Webb Space Telescope is brand spanking new. And everybody's fucking, all the scientists are getting, they're rock hard. Their macaque fucking monkey enclosures are fucking like filled to the brim right now. And they are sitting there showing you these pictures and they're like, yeah, believe this science that we spent $10 billion in 20 years developing. And this guy takes a slice of chorizo. Because if that's the case, then you can take pictures of all sorts of food products and claim that they're astrological phenomenon and pretend that all of these things, all of these endeavors that we've spent billions of dollars on are worthwhile. Or you could just take pictures of food and not spend billions of dollars.
I have to think this was done out of a good place in his heart. He's a scientist. No, what, he was trying to be fucking spiteful about it? He was trying to stir the pot? Trying to make people know? He says raise awareness about fake news.
Alan, I'm going to need your input here because I have a feeling you're on my side.
I mean,
which is rare.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I think this is a tough time to be fucking. This is a tough time to be having this kind of shit happen because, like, you can't. It opens the door to being like, all right, man, sciencey things are suspect, and sciencey things are already kind of suspect in this world, which has us in a very funny place. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. I mean,
just objectively.
Yes, question any fucking type of sliced meat on a black background. Okay, yes, absolutely question that. It's funny.
I think it's hilarious. I do. Non-PhD Andrew Murr, think it's hilarious.
Hold on, you just said you give a shit about new stars and planets being discovered.
I do. I do.
When was the last one? When's the last significant one that you remember being like, in your mind, noteworthy?
What, like specific planet?
Yeah, or star.
Oh man, like, well, IO 6412395. I mean, that motherfucker is fascinating. I mean, it's a Goldilocks planet, 45 light years away, and it has. I don't fucking know. I'm making shit up, just like fucking Frenchie did here.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't care. Fair enough. All right, I made my point. Got it.
No, look. When I think about the flat earthers, their point of contention is that these guys are just making shit up, and they've got degrees to back up their nonsense. And then this guy takes a slice of chorizo, puts it on a fucking black piece of fucking construction paper, snaps a photo, and says, "Hey, check out this star I just discovered with the brand new Webb Space Telescope." And then everybody's like, "Wow, that's fucking fascinating." Just kidding, it's chorizo. You should look out for fake news. No, he only posted that it was fake news when he got caught for posting a picture of fucking chorizo. That's all that happened there, which tells you that all of these pictures, especially with computer generated technology, all these pictures could be fabricated, and a lot of them are like legitimately fabricated for reasonable explanations, because a lot of these telescopes only take pictures of like numbers, you know, and then they dissect the numbers and they put them in a computer and they make a computer generated model of what they would look like if you could see them with the naked eye, which you can't. And so you create this fucking realm of speculation.
Yeah.
And when the speculation can be attached to a piece of chorizo, it makes people fucking like really, really curious about what's real and what's fake.
First of all, I find it humorous that your impersonation of a gentleman named Etienne Klein, a French physicist, sounds like Billy Baldwin from fucking Biodome. Second of all, this person isn't interested in convincing fucking flat Earth nutters. Why they're not wasting their time trying to convince these people who can't be convinced otherwise. They're already gone, man. These people, there's no on the fencers about it. Very few. They're not. There's a small percentage of these fucking people, and I swear to God, he wasn't like, "Hey, this will really stir the pot with the flat earthers."
No, I don't think he thought about it at all.
He shouldn't. Nor should he. Nor should he. He's got way better things to do than think about those people at all.
Apparently not. Apparently he's got to sit down and have a fucking few drinks of wine, a few slices of cheese, and some chorizo, and think it's fucking hilarious to fake the entire world out of a fucking new star being discovered with a fucking $10 billion fucking satellite.
He didn't fake the entire world out. He faked us out when we found out about the fucking chorizo. No one knew. None of us three knew about this new fucking planet until we found out it was chorizo.
It's true. It's not a planet.
Sorry, a star.
It's a fake star.
It's a superstar.
And the point I'm making is he strengthens the flat earthers argument. The flat earthers argument is that scientists have been making up shit, just like archaeologists have been making up shit for centuries. And then he goes and he puts this thing up here and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I am just trying to convince people that there is fake things out there." And
sounds more realistic.
And
thank you.
You're welcome. The point is if he can convince an even slightly educated community that this is a newfound star with a piece of meat, then what has the intellectual elite been able to do for decades or centuries without meat and without admitting that they fucking made up some shit? You see my point?
Yeah, there's a peer review process, you know?
Yeah, but if there was a point where like even the peers were like, yeah, I know that's bullshit, but it looks good, so let's just go with it.
Yes. Okay, I understand what you're saying about distancing the intellectual community from the flat earthers more. But again, I don't think that these people give a fuck about what the flat earthers think anymore. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They're not trying to convince those people about anything of any shape, form, or fashion. It's a waste of time. They're already convinced.
But let's say you're on the fence. Let's say like you watch a YouTube video and you're like, man, they make some compelling points about the Earth being a pancake in space.
I don't know. I think you need to fucking smoke some weed, grab your telescope, and look at fucking some sausage close up. All right.
Well, I think that's pretty synonymous. I mean, I don't know.
Go look at some.
Moral of the
Go
story,
do all that.
We should look at meat more closely.
Look at meat more.
And if
closely.
you're high, you're gonna stare at a piece of pepperoni real close for a few minutes
before you eat it. That's right.
It's all about the marbling.
God, this thing looks fucking legit, man. Looks like
it does look legit. Like when I saw it the first time, I was like, God damn, that does look like a fucking star.
I showed a couple of my coworkers, and they're like, God damn.
I did not read the thing at first, and I was like, that's definitely like a Jupiter. That's like a Jupiter thing. That looks Jupiter-y.
Yeah.
That I've seen in telescopes before.
It looks like one of those like UV like filtered fucking pictures of the sun. I'm like, okay. So yeah. So how many of these things? How many of these things are faked? Okay, we talked about the quiet quitting. Okay, imagine you're a fucking astrophysicist, and they're like, "All right, listen, Dave, we're gonna need a picture of like a new astrological fucking like anything from you, or you're done here." It's like, all right, fuck. Somebody get me a knife.
I got some fucking gabagool in the fridge. That should work.
Look at that.
Somebody get me a sharp knife and a cured meat.
Yeah.
I gotta pass this. I gotta get my doctoral out there.
Get my thesis through the door. ATN Klein is a real prick. Oh shit! All right, Alan, tell the all the childrens and all the humans and all the macaques where you can find the middle class holes.
This is mostly for the macaques. Honestly. But you can find us, of course, on all of your favorite social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at MDL Classholes. You can find us on Facebook and TikTok as the Middle Classholes. And, of course, for your listening pleasures, please find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And our favorite mode of communication that I hope it doesn't look like we have anything in. Nope, there's a good confirmation there. That tickle our tummies at gmail.com. The repository where we keep all of our electronic mails is empty at the moment. We would like someone to fill our repository with macaques. So if you send us pictures, send us videos, macaques. It'd be cool, you know. Just help us out.
Macaques eating chorizo. Whatever you got.
Chorizo, if that's a thing. Sounds very niche, but I'm sure someone in the San Fernando Valley's made it.
Whatever you... right next to Airplane Man. Oh, hey, what's her face from Grease died, right?
Oh, yeah, Olivia Newton-John.
We give such good send-offs. What do you guys think?
Xanadu, right? Is that the other thing she was in?
I don't. She was in a Biggie rhyme.
Yeah, Xanadu.
Well, she also did. You know, she was a singer. She was
yeah. That's how she became famous, right? It wasn't even
like, get physical, physical.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give Andrew Murray's first boner with my video. Yeah.
Yeah, she was quite the looker.
Yeah.
And well, here's the thing, and I know we do bad send-offs, and I know it's breast cancer. It's very tragic. It's very sad.
Oh, was it?
But she had an ex-husband who faked his death to get away from her. Okay. So it makes me wonder how crazy she was.
Wow, man!
I didn't know that.
Faked his fucking death.
I wasn't on that on Fun Fact Friday.
All right. Alan, you're better at this than I am. Look up Olivia Newton-John, husband, fake death. And I believe that he left her, went to Mexico with half their fortune and then just lived his life and then ended up getting spotted by some tourists and was like, "Hey, aren't you so-and-so?" And it's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He's dead.
Patrick McDermott is his name.
Okay.
He's an American cameraman. He disappeared on June 30th, 2005. On an overnight fishing trip off the coast of Los Angeles. He was the on and off boyfriend of Olivia Newton-John. The Coast Guard concluded that he was likely lost at sea. Since his disappearance, unsubstantiated claims have been made, particularly in the Australian media, that he faked his death and is still alive in Mexico.
Damn.
I believe he was found, and it was all true that he faked his death to get away from her.
Let's see.
Probably sucking down cervezas and eating chorizo by the.
She was on America's Most Wanted.
He was?
Dateline NBC ran a story on this shit.
Yeah.
Investigators went undercover to Mexico to look for him.
God bless him.
He disappeared to avoid debts, including owing $8,000 to his ex-wife.
What? 8 G's?
Hey, man.
Are you moving to Mexico for $8,000? Fuck that.
Yeah, but in Mexico with $8,000, man, you can make some headway.
That's actually fairly true.
I suppose, but I mean, to fake your own death. I mean, Christ, isn't that illegal?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're dead, nothing's illegal. Just got to get away with it.
Sounds like
everything
circular.
else.
It's some circular reasoning right there. Thinking
It
you're
sure
dead is
is.
illegal, but yeah, when you're dead, nothing's illegal.
Exactly. So if you can get away with it, then you fucking you won. I mean, look, here's the thing. If you were willing to give up all of your American freedoms, you could live a fucking really high in the sky life in a third world country. I mean, with the bank accounts, I guarantee with the bank accounts that the three of us have, we could live like kings in a fucking decrepit country somewhere. I mean, we would have to live in a dirt hut, but we could afford anything we wanted that a third world country has to provide.
Yeah, but then you know for a fact that when it comes time to like, oh, okay, amigo, what's your name? Joey John Johnson Stein Senior, Macaque or friend. Excuse me, that's my name. We have a tough time getting away from our past. It's one of those, like, these stories. We're gonna get all drunk on these cervezas, and we're like, "Oh, there's this one time." Yeah, that never happened. Never mind. Nope.
This guy's definitely in Mexico.
He didn't.
Oh yeah. I swore they found him.
So, like, it seems like after reading, like, I just perused this really quickly, that, like, multiple news organizations and, like, investigators, I think, have found him, or at least a representative of him. And, like, nothing's ever substantiated. They never get, like, pictures of their mother's motherfucker, no interviews, no nothing. But, like, they definitely have all talked to someone, some kind of intermediary between him and these people. And they say he's going around as under his birth name, Pat Kim, because he's Korean.
See? The moral of the story is, rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John.
Your ex-husband got you, bitch. That's rude. She was a nice lady.
You might wind up at some karaoke bar in fucking Kansas
You might
City.
have been a little much for Patrick Kim, but like a nice lady.
All right, folks. Well, until next week. So long. Enjoy. Take it easy.
Give me a big old glass of beer. 'Cause I get drunk most every day. I always seem to find myself late. Might be on as fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through. I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on his fuck, I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up.